Love and light, and welcome back to What Starseed Am I? All right, today's Starseed, we're talking about the history of Atlantis, all right, and the Atlanteans. The Atlanteans, their origination realm is several earthly lands that are now consumed by Earth's oceans. Their features are incredibly tall with animalistic features, but human evolved appearance, okay? And their mission overall is to teach humans advanced societal knowledge without destroying the planet. Now, when the Atlanteans, their physical territories existed on Earth, these societies developed advanced philosophical, spiritual, and medicinal technologies. Their technologies were so advanced that they are the first types of starseeds to directly communicate with and travel to other planets. Neat. However, they abused these developmental successes until it destroyed them through wars and diseases, all right? The Atlanteans also, who survived the destruction of their realms, returned among humans as starseeds to try to impart the advanced technological wisdom with the lessons of ethics and care in how humans use them in relation to their intuition. All right, again, I'm reading my notes, so bear with me. I can't lie, I always think about the 2022 action sci-fi movie Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, with the water god Namor, okay? When I think about visualizing what the Atlanteans could look like or would look like modern day time. But let's get back to the history of Atlantis. Now, according to www.nationalgeographic.com, Atlantis Legend article, it says that Plato told the story of Atlantis around 360 BC. The founders of Atlantis, he said, were half god and half human. They created a utopian civilization and became a great naval power. Their home was made up of concentric islands separated by wide moats, okay, and linked by a canal that penetrated to the center. The lush islands contained gold, silver, and other precious metals and supported an abundance of rare exotic wildlife. There was a great capital city on the central island as well, all right? Now, we will talk about this a little bit later, all right? Let's move on to who were the Atlantean people. Now, according to www.societyofexplorersansadventurers.fandom.com, the Atlanteans are the people indigenous to the lost city of Atlantis. They were an advanced culture of people discovering and harnessing advanced technologies thousands of years ago. They fell into mythology when their city was destroyed by a cataclysm until they were found by the Milo expedition in 1914. Now let's talk about who was the god of Atlantis. According to history.com, God Poseidon, okay, was the god of this culture. Its culture was advanced and it had a constitution suspiciously similar to the ones outlined in Plato's Republic. All right, again, we'll talk about him a little later. It was protected by the god Poseidon, who made his son Atlas king and namesake of the island and the ocean that surrounded it. Now, Wikipedia says that the ethnicity of the Atlanteans were, according to the traditional theosophy, includes those of Mongolian race, the Malayan race, and the American Indian race. All right, here are just a few examples, okay? Don't judge me. As well as some people of what in the late 19th and early 20th centuries would call the olive-skinned Mediterranean race. Now, when it comes to the race versus the ethnicity of the Atlanteans, according to Quora.com, Atlanteans are the fourth race human, okay? Currently, all humanity is the fifth race. So I feel that for those of you who need more research or information on that, Google the fourth race of humans, all right? And again, sugar lumps, this is just information I'm getting from the web, okay? Don't judge me, all right? But it makes sense. Do your own research. Now, we always heard about, the great fall of Atlantis and, things just being fucked up, okay? So according to Quora.com, the story of Atlantis is one of the most fascinating stories in history. Why? Because it says the city was a prosperous and powerful island nation, but was eventually destroyed by earthquakes and floods. We know that Plato wrote about Atlantis in his dialogues Timaeus and Cretius. Okay, could be butchering these names. Well, again, we'll talk about that later, or you can Google these books written by him to get more information. But he never said where it was located. So ultimately, history is saying that, they just misused the gifts and power that God and the universe gave them. So they, God had to shut it all down. Now, because they say Atlanteans are evolved humans, this is apparently, according to fandom.com, what the historically constructed artistic Atlantean language looks like, all right? So, I'm not sure if this is actually the actual language, but it kind of feel, a little, it's in the ballpark of it, all truths start from somewhere. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this Plato and this Timaeus and Cretius. Okay, again, I could be butchering this name. Why was it so important? Why has it gone down in history? It's been said in different sites that, according to everybody who's researched about this place, Plato's rendition and his perception of this place is the most accurate in regards to geographical location, time, all of the above. Okay, now this book, basically, it seems like it's a two-part story. It's basically, like I said, it talks about Plato describing Atlantis as a mighty Mediterranean empire that had subdued Egypt around 9,000 years previously, right? Only to be vanquished by the earliest Athenians and ultimately destroyed by a disaster, all right? Also, the book goes to expound again on the origin and system of the universe in a brilliantly imagined scheme of how creation and divine and mortal characteristics take place. Together, these two energies, the Timaeus and the Cretius, are the foundational text for the story of Atlantis that a lot of people use when they talk about the history of it, all right? And it's also, according to the web, it is amongst Plato's most enduring and influential dialogues. So I feel that, when you get time, if you really want to know a little bit more about it, research and Google, purchase, download, whatever, this book. Plato also wrote that there were 10 rulers of Atlantis. They were the sons of Poseidon. Follow me, but don't quote me. There were Atlas, Gadarius, Amphires, Evamon, Mensuis, Autochthon, Elespus, Mestor. You know what? I ain't even gonna go through all that. Like, y'all just Google the 10 gods. You feel me? And then what they did and how all that worked. So lastly, my babies, if you feel connected to anything I've said, had any visions, all right, watch any Marvel movies or anything that connects you to this energy, and it's just like, hey, I think I want to research more, or I think that's me, or I think I know someone, or maybe you feel like your mission is to teach these humans advanced societal knowledge to help us not destroy the planet. Okay, this is you, all right? This is me. This is we. You've had an incarnation. You were there when this time was going on. And you're here to finish the job is what I'm hearing. So with that being said, my loves, this was a lot of information. I hope this helps you. Share, comment, whatever you need to do. But just keep learning, keep growing, unlearn, relearn. But remember ultimately who you are and what you were sent here to do. Love and light, sweethearts.